Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me. Today I am super excited. I get to share with you a project for Spellbinders. We are using the Glimmer Hot Foil Kit of the month for February 2020. This month's kit is super neat. It's called Art Studio Glimmer and it comes with beautiful gold foil. You get 3 glimmer plates and this is what they look like. This one looks kind of like scattered stone. This one has little triangles on there, and then this top one has like little pluses. Super neat. And then you get 3 dies in this month's glimmer kit, and they're all kind of like wonky circles. So we're going to make a project today using all of those. My glimmer machine's been heating off to the side, and if you guys are unfamiliar with the Glimmer hot foil system, I'll leave a link at the end of the video showing the unboxing and how to use it. But I always put my plates face up on the heating pad, and then I'm going to trim down some Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock. This is easy to ink blend on, and it's a little bit thinner of a weight of cardstock than I usually use, but that's okay. We can always add a paper shim. I just trimmed down 3 squares that will fit over each one of those glimmer plates, and then I'll take those back off. We're going to trim down some foil now. The foil you want to trim down probably close to the size of the glimmer plate to avoid excess foiling. Just kind of twisting and turning, making sure that has full coverage. Once my foil is over my glimmer plates, you notice too that I put my foil face down. I thought it'd be neat to do a background with my oxide inks. You can glimmer basically over anything, guys. Acetate canvas, chipboard. Chipboard might be a little bit harder. I've never tried that. Maybe a thin chipboard, but super easy. So I thought it'd be neat to foil over some oxide inks. The colors that I'm using, we're going to start off with the Ripe Persimmon. We're going to place this face down over our first glimmer plate, and then we're going to do a little blending with Squeezed Lemonade. We'll just add a little bit of shading and then place this face down on our next glimmer plate. And then for our third little square here, we're going to bring in Dried Marigold. And I'm switching glimmer plates. I wanted the predominant colors that I liked with the glimmer plates that I liked the most. So if that makes any sense, I'm going to end up die cutting them out, and I wanted the larger image to be a certain color. So I'm building, you'll see what I mean in just a minute, but I'm building a paper shim, and I'm going to add my plastic shim in my top plate. When my light stops flashing, I go ahead and run this through my die cut machine. I go forward and back, and I'm going pretty slow. Kind of looks like I'm going fast because I sped the video up a bit, but I do slow it down. Okay, we'll just flip these over, and we should have some gold foil over a pretty colorful background. This is our Squeezed Lemonade, has the triangles there. Our next color here is, I believe this is Dried Marigold, and this one didn't foil all the way to the edge, so we're going to redo that one. And then our third color is Ripe Persimmon, I believe. I could have got those colors backwards. Okay, once those are foiled, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to remove the 2 plates that foiled beautifully, and then the stone one we're going to redo. We'll just set these aside. And for my sentiment, I'm going to bring in a glimmer plate set. This is not part of the set this month. This is outside the set. It's called the Hello Dear Friend Glimmer Hot Foil Plate, and I'll link it down below in case you guys want to check it out. I've used it before. It's super pretty. It has a coordinating die with that also. But I'm going to foil again with my gold foil, face down over my glimmer plates there, and then I'm going to add some cardstock. I'll add our top one, and the bottom one I'm going to add a little bit of shading again with my Ripe Persimmon Distress Oxide ink. And then once I have a little bit of color on this panel again, I'll go ahead and we're going to try refoiling it. Maybe I can get better coverage this time. We're going to add our shims, and then we'll just run this through the die cut machine when our indicator light is ready, and then we get to see the beautiful result. There's our sentiment, and it foils, lovely, and it'll say hello dear friend. Okay, and then our kind of a faux brick glimmer plate foiled beautifully the second time around. Lovely. Okay, so that's all the foiling that we're going to do. Next, I die cut out the other two. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my die cutting plates, take the largest circle die and die cut out this piece. I had already did the other ones. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to die cut out the word hello. That glimmer plate set came with a coordinating die that will die cut out the word hello. So I'll just run these two at the same time. We'll just go forward, and then those are all the elements. We're going to keep our die cut machine out because I wanted to know what it would be. That's my hello. It's super pretty, huh? Okay, we're going to set the glimmer machine aside. We're done with that. And then I thought we would take our glimmer plates and do some embossing in our background panel. So I have a panel that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'm just going to turn my Platinum 6 around, and then I'm going to remove my bottom plate here. We're going to do some embossing. So what we'll start off doing is adding our plates first directly on our platform, and then I can add my cardstock on top. Now the cardstock that I'm using is a heavy weight. I think you'll need a heavy weight to do this. Otherwise I think it might tear through a thinner weight of cardstock. But after my paper's adhered, I'm going to add my embossing mat and then my top embossing plate, and then we'll just run this through. Now this creates pretty deep impressions in your cardstock. That's why I'm recommending more of a heavyweight cardstock. But the texture in it is super neat, especially that faux brick. I think it raised it. It must be 1/8 of an inch, which is very textured. But I love the effect. And I thought, since it is raised, we would go ahead and take those same 3 inks that we used and lightly go over each one of those impressions. We'll start off with the Ripe Persimmon. I'll just wipe off my brush, and then we're going to go in with a Squeezed Lemonade. And then after we go in with the Squeezed Lemonade, we'll go in with our Dried Marigold. Just adding a little bit of color to our background, since it is kind of like a artsy. Did I tell you the name of the glimmer plates? I think I may have, but it's called the Art Studio Glimmer Plates. I'm going to add a little bit more ink to that bottom one. Okay, so that's my background, full of texture. Super neat. I'm going to go ahead and use my tape runner. We're going to flip this over, add some adhesive behind here, and then this is going to go on our card base. For my card base today, I'm going to bring in some cardstock from Fun Stamper's Journey. It's the Peaches and Cream. I think it goes really well with the orange kind of color palette. I just reinforcing my score line there. I'm going to go ahead and add my panel. Once that's adhered, we're going to go ahead and flip over our elements and pop them up with some foam adhesive. And you can see I trimmed down my dear friend. I just trimmed down a strip that was 4 inches wide, so it fit the size of my panel back there. I'm going to go ahead and remove the release paper and add my little decorative elements. Once the top two are adhered, I'm going to go ahead and kind of figure out my placement for the third one. We'll pop up our dear friend sentiment, just using some foam tape, and place that on the bottom. And I end up scooting up that very bottom piece. You'll see in the pictures it's scooted up underneath that sentiment. I decided on centering the hello. Lovely. Now I think since we have that beautiful gold foiling, all we need to do is add a little sparkle with some gold sequins. So I'm going to add a few here and there. And then that completes my card today, you guys, using the February 2020 Glimmer Hot Foil Kit of the Month. If you're interested in the kit of the month or the Glimmer machine, I'll link it down below. And if you want to see more about the Glimmer machine, I'll leave the unboxing again at the end. Thanks for joining me, guys. I wish you a lovely day, and we will see you again soon.